It doesn't take a genius to work out just how connected we all are. A lot of the work that I do is with animals, and they've taught me how connected this life is. When you see species communicating together, you realize there's a whole life, a whole network, and a lifetime of relationships between them. That there are roles, even hierarchies. Perhaps some have more strength than others, but they all have a place. And I think that's what's hugely enigmatic about this work. And then you see other species communicating together. A wonderful case that was reported in BBC News in 2006 of the dolphin that communicated with two-stranded Pygmy whales on the North Island of New Zealand. Some may say that the dolphin, just by it appearing at that time, would have led the whales to a safer channel to escape being breached. But the dolphin came close, and to me that signified that the dolphin understood that those whales were in distress, and even though their languages might be different, or even if they might be quite similar, that dolphin somehow had an empathy, a compassion with those whales, and they survived. And we see this communication, of course, between humans and other creatures. In northern Mozambique, the Yao tribe work with the honeybird, and through a series of clicks and whistles and trills, the honeybird will lead them to where they can find the wild honey. It will hop from tree to tree until they find it. It's quite incredible, because we live in a world where we tend to think of, as humans, we tend to think of animals as being functional, and yet they are just as emotional as us. They play, they fight, they grieve, they give birth, they nurture. Relationships change, relationships move on. But however you look at it, the similarities can't be disputed. And so we see that animals and humans can work together, and animals of different species work together. I'm always amazed when I see on a beautiful documentary, perhaps even the honeybees that do their little dance when they find the nectar. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that incredible? Life is amazing that we're all connected. Everything is. No matter how you look at it, no matter how you want to say one form is superior than the other, and I hope we don't do that too often, because we're all needed. They say that if the bees die, the world dies. Tiny little bee that many of us avoid, hoping not to be stung, its protection mechanism. And yet, it keeps us alive, keeps the world alive. I think it's incredible. And I believe our place is to unite, to understand the love, the emotion, the grief, the fun, and to see it in all life, everything that connects to us and everything we're connected to, and every one and every creature and even every tree and every plant. Can't really be any other way. I spent a lifetime working with intuition, as many others have. I've spent many a year and many a time teaching others that we are sentient, that we are intuitive. And even though we can communicate through other means, through verbal language, we can communicate through scent, we can communicate through behaviour, by actions. Whoever taught a puppy that when a kitten hisses that it's a warning sign? How do they know? They do because they understand communication. We all need to communicate, not just as humans. We need to understand that this planet needs us to communicate with it. It's a living, breathing ball of matter, and within that, the life that exists within that is sentient. It is intuitive. It really matters. The animals matter. They know that. We know that. Life's better when we do it together.